had to stand on the grand opening at Temple. And I was
Yeah.
like, look, finally a doc that's not telling me to stop. And, you understood the
Well, because
sport.
I
So,
wouldn't stop. My
yeah,
pec's completely torn off the bone, and I still figure out ways to bench, whether I'm
yeah,
bringing my grip in or using a slingshot or a board or something. I
yep,
still try,
yeah,
the muscle's not there anymore, and I still try to do it. I can't do it as heavy as I used to, not
exactly.
anywhere close, but I'll never stop lifting. I'd rather be dead, and I
Yeah,
won't stop till I'm dead.
yeah.
So,
Now, I will say I need a doc to be like, hey, don't run ever again because, because I'll stick with that and be like, hey, the doc said don't run. Like, I'm done.
yeah, I'm down with not running.
Yeah, cardio's for the birds.
But again, if you're a marathon runner and you have plantar fasciitis or Achilles tendinopathy or something like that, we
Yeah,
can rehab that. I'm not going to say don't ever run if that's your sport.
yeah,
Let's figure out how we can fix it, rehab it, so you can get back into what you love doing.
yeah. Yeah, I think it's actually interesting. So like, the gym I go to, there's an older crowd there at a certain time of day, and I'll see guys and they're doing whatever crazy exercise they're doing, and they're limited range of motion. They're trying to get after, but they're like, man, I'm getting old, and the doc said this, and that.
Mm-hmm.
And it's like this part makes so much sense. And I didn't even plan to go this route, but it makes sense. And it's like, one guy, he was like, I can't do full range of motion because my shoulder hurts. And it's like, okay, it's not that you can't do full range of motion, probably because your arm clearly moves in the full range of motion. It
Mm-hmm.
is probably you just don't move in that full range of motion. And then you've gotten weak at the bottom part or wherever, and you're stiff and you're not getting enough blood flow to the area and the muscles
Mm-hmm.
atrophied and all of this stuff. And that's why you're dealing with that. But then when you incorporate what you just mentioned about the nocebo, it's like it's like a huge mixture of disaster waiting to happen.
Absolutely. And if you can do something with no weight, then we
Yeah,
can progress. But yeah, I mean, some people they at a certain angle
yeah,
something they can't do something.
yeah,
Let's change the angle, or
exactly.
let's start with the shorter range of motion and increase it a centimeter each workout.
Yeah,
Either way, and with shoulder and chest stuff, lots of times you have to change the angle of you have to change your grips
yeah,
space. You have to change the angle of where you hold your elbows, of
yeah.
whether you're pressing out here or pressing in here or in here.
Hmm.
Either way, or even turning in at the bottom and
Yep.
pressing out on the way up. Either way, it takes a good provider, whether that's a chiro, a sports chiro, a PT, an orthopedist, like to go through, even a personal trainer.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm absolutely a personal trainer
Yeah.
to understand that, okay, if it's not working this way, understand the anatomy and the physics enough
Hmm.
that let's try it a different way.
Yeah.
Not just say, okay, scratch that, we can't do that exercise.
Yeah.
Modify it.
Yeah.
Shorten the range of motion, change the angle, decrease the weight, increase the rest time, something you can do
Hmm.
to make it happen.
And it's crazy, even while you're saying that, it's like you're describing just another aspect of progressive overload.
Mm-hmm.
Like we get very caught up in thinking progressive overload means you have to put 5 more pounds on the bar or a bigger dumbbell in your hand and do 10 reps. But progressive overload can also be sticking with the same weight and doing a couple more reps, or like you're saying, going a little bit further in your range of motion if that's causing still more strength gain, more progression of
Right.
any type. It's like we
Right.
get
Progressive.
very tunnel vision on progressive
Mhm.
overload. It's got to be more weight.
Yeah. Yeah. And it absolutely doesn't. You're right. It can be more reps. It can
Yep.
be bigger range of motion. It can
Yeah.
be slower on the negative. Those
Yeah.
are all forms of progressive overload. It
Yeah.
doesn't just mean load the bar with more weight.
Yeah. Yeah. And like with talking about like men in the gym, especially because
Mhm.
women will go in the gym, they will use I see most women doing amazing form. They're very particular about it, and they're just like, they got their dumbbells or whatever. They're
Mhm.
amazing form.
And they
Guys,
don't care if it's 2 pound dumbbells because
nope,
that's what they're doing.
amazing
Yep.
form the whole way
Mhm.
through. Guys, on the other hand, we're like
Ego plays a huge role.
all of the
Ego
weight.
plays a huge role.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And
Guys are
it's a
afraid. And
mentality thing.
honestly, I'm guilty of it too. After I tore
Absolutely.
my pec, I didn't want to bench because I went from a 455 competition pause bench press to I couldn't do maybe 65 pounds without pain.
Yeah.
And that's so embarrassing
Yeah.
to
Yeah.
go from a high level power lifter
Yeah.
to I did more in middle school is
Yeah.
so
Yeah.
embarrassing.
Yeah.
But I do it, and I've kindly come to grips with it. I can't, like I said, I used to have a 500 plus in the gym, a 455 in competition. My absolute max now is 225, which sucks.
Yeah. Yeah. I get it.
But I'm happy to work up to it. I don't care that I could do 185 for 40 reps in high school. If I get it for 5 now, I'm like, all right,
There we
did
go.
something. Let's try something
There it
else now.
is.
Like I didn't rip it further, and I'm okay, and I got to do something. Like, and I know the ego thing. I get high school kids that give me looks like,
Yeah.
now I'd be like, boy, I will crush you.
Yeah.
But
Then you're like, okay, well, let's go to the deadlift platform.
yeah,
And then I'm like, well, I'm gonna go sit out here. I feel like the
So,
SpongeBob meme. All right, I'm gonna head out.
absolutely. So I'm a physician and a provider, but I'm also a meathead.
Yeah.
So I get it. Like I have a huge ego. It's embarrassing when I can't do the stuff I used to do.